Hey everyone, and welcome back to Motorsport Manager, the Underdog Challenge, and welcome to Season 6 of the challenge. It has been quite a while, but we are finally there in the Formula 1. As you can see, right now we're still in the Asia Pacific Super Cup, but in a few days, if you look on the agenda, we will get the opportunity to promote, as we absolutely crushed the Asia Pacific Super Cup. 12 wins in 12 races, 212 points for our constructors, and a convincing drivers championship to boot. Yeah, really made it a beautiful season where we are very much ready for the step up to F1. So let's get right into that. There is a lot to do this episode. We'll be running the first race, we'll be promoting, we'll be making sure that we get a good start. So yeah, loads of stuff to do, loads of new rules to adhere to, so we'll see. First of all, a lot of big changes that we're going to be having to, well, at least decisions that we're going to have to make is, do we keep our drivers, do we keep our lead designer, and do we keep our race mechanics? Because all of them have running down contracts except for Volhovsky over here. He still has 1 year left. He's quite cheap, so I don't mind keeping him. So let's get right into the first major decision, and that is, what do we do with our main driver, Avio Tulipano, reigning F2 champion, and Leonzo Farah, our reserve driver. And actually, we're going to make quite a boring choice. We're going to renew both of them. First of all, Avio Tulipano, of course, our main star. He's been doing very well for us. He has the stats in the right places. He has a great buff right now because he won the Asia Pacific Super Cup. So he's going to be very happy, very marketable, good relationship with any mechanic, good chairman happiness. All in, yeah, just a great guy to have. And actually, the reason why I want to renew him isn't just because of all that. I had a look at his renegotiation, and actually, if we try to renegotiate with him right now, he has the status that wages aren't very important to him, which is great because I think this was when he still found them quite important. This means we can probably, like, instead of having to offer him, 1.3 million, we can probably offer him, let's say, 700. Maybe even we can try to go for 6, especially if we give him the number 1 driver expectation. We'll give him a medium length contract, I think. Bonus terms he doesn't care much for, so let's do something like 3rd. We probably won't be getting that next season, so that is pretty easy to give out, I suppose. Yeah, let's see if he will accept this. I think maybe on the wages he might be a bit upset with us, but let's see. Yeah, I think that's just a very cheap renegotiation. I had a look at other drivers. There's definitely some good options that we could probably get once we promote. Right now, a lot of these drivers wouldn't even give us the time of day. Let's have a random example, right? He's not joining, or she is not joining a team in the Asia Pacific Super Cup. There's a lot of good options out there that will, I think, sign for us, even ones with good marketability, which Lucia here doesn't have. The main thing for me is just about cost at this point. A lot of those drivers would end up costing over $1 million for us to sign. And by keeping Avio here for, let's say, 700,000 after some renegotiation, maybe 800, he is very cheap. He's a good driver. He has the stats where we need them. Sure, his overtaking leaves a little bit to be desired, but with his smoothness at 20, with his cornering at 20, braking at 18, good consistency, good adaptability, feedback is all right, fitness is good. It's just his focus and overtaking that aren't that great. He has great marketability, so all around he's just a great budget option for us right now. And with some other changes I do want to be making, I do think we need that space in the budget. So we cannot be going for a driver right now that costs over $1 million. Especially since we don't have any HQ buildings that generate us that much money either, like the road car factory, which we could probably buy after we promote, but we won't. So yeah, boring first choice, but we are just going to make Avio an offer for 2 more seasons, I think. He wouldn't accept a short season, and well, I don't mind having him for 2 seasons, because my timeline is sort of maybe in the 3rd season in F1, we're going to be trying to challenge for a top spot, depending on how our car development goes. I don't see us doing that quicker, maybe in the 2nd season, but I don't see that happening as quickly as it happened in the Asia Pacific Super Cup. That was very high pace. I don't think it's going to happen in F1. So I don't mind having a somewhat subpar driver team duo for F1 standards, just because they're so cheap and we need that money for the car. Then on to Farah. We're also going to be renewing his contract, actually. He is very cheap and he's a pay driver. He has good feedback stat, which is basically all we're looking for in our reserve driver. We don't need a better driver in terms of stats. We just need someone who will be there. That means we're going to just give him a long contract. I'm perfectly fine with that. He's cheap. He's good for what we need. And he doesn't want much bonus either. So let's do something like this. I don't know. Hopefully he'll accept this. We'll see. We have a lot of patience to play with, so that doesn't matter too much. All right, so that is one big step out of the way. Next up, both our designer and 2 race mechanics also have running down contracts. So what are we doing with them is the question. Let's go first into the lead designer. Houston here, he is not that great. Honestly, he only had a decent engine stat and he's very cheap. That's what he has going for him. That means we're not going to be renewing him. I do have some people that I have had my eye on. I favorited them. That is Paddy Locke, Jenny Whitehouse, and Jim Harris. They're all going to cost quite a bit, which is why I wanted Avio's contract not to be too high. If we can save a little bit of money on his side, that means we can spend that money in the budget on a better designer. And that's exactly what we want, because we're going to be building a lot of parts the coming 2 seasons to get our car up to snuff. I'm hoping that that will happen within 2 seasons, but obviously I don't know up front. So who are these people? First of all, Paddy Locke works currently for Mercedes, which is Steinman Motorsport in this game. He's very good. He has great stats here, almost maxed out on everything. And he has the adds a random legendary component trait, which is great. I don't particularly care for any of these other ones. These are just but this one is great. So I would love to have him, but he will cost quite a bit. Right now, again, he's not going to be talking to us because we're not promoted yet, but he will in a few days. Then we have Jenny Whitehouse. She has the same trait and also some pretty good stats. She's a little bit worse than our previous candidate, but yeah. I don't really like that she has a lower engine stat, but again, it's only 6 or 7 points or so. It shouldn't matter too much. And she might be a little bit cheaper in terms of salary, so we'll have to see. And then our final candidate, who would actually sign for us right now if we wanted him to, is Jim Harris. He's sort of the same deal, except he doesn't have a great suspension stat or brake stat. Also has the random legendary component. And these I don't care that much for. I guess this one is, or no, it's in qualifying, so that's pretty bad too. Yeah, he would actually sign for us right now because he doesn't have a job. His wages are important to him, so it'll probably end up costing something like this or more. Pretty comparable, I imagine, to the other 2, but we'll have to see. We're going to first promote and then see what we do with them. Now for race mechanics, I also have some people that I favorited after scouting around for a while. All of these guys will also be pretty expensive compared to our current race mechanics. Yeah. There's nothing much to be done about that. We're definitely getting rid of Amelia here, Valente. I'm sort of doubting about Nicole over here. She's very cheap and she has some pretty good stats. Namely, 20 pit stops is really good. Chemistry is all right. Her reliability and performance are pretty average. And her concentration is good. So that's not too bad. I just don't really like her stats. The risk taker one is not that interesting to me. Same for the light-footed super soft tires, just not that great. It's all right, but yeah, it could be pretty good for when we go into the F1 because of some rule changes that we'll look at in a second. But yeah, I think we're going to make some offers also to some race mechanics. Not right now. Again, we're going to wait a little bit until we have some leverage from being in the F1. But there's some really cool candidates here. Roger here has everything maxed out. He has some all right traits though, not great. Jeffrey over here has the super overtake mode, which I like a lot because I believe, if I recall correctly, it works during qualifying, which means you can basically blow up your engine in qualifying and do really well there. That might get us some good bonuses early on in the season, even if we have a somewhat bad car. And yeah, he's also maxed out. We have Alex Barbosa here. pretty good. Don't care too much for his traits, but good stat and not too expensive. Gabriela Roja, also the super overtake mode and very good stats. Also seems to be pretty cheap, but we'd have to see during negotiations if she will sign for us. Fuel economy I would love to have because we can burn fuel more slowly. There will not be any refueling in the F1. That rule has held up during the past 5 seasons. Sometimes it gets changed, but in this case it did not. That means, yeah, we're gonna have to make do with one fuel tank, which means some trait like this one is really strong because we can burn more fuel at a more efficient cost, and also really good traits here. So I love that. I think Aaron is probably going to be our #1 pick for sure. And then we have Valentin here, who is also pretty good in terms of stats and has a fine trait. So I think Valentin is going to be our first guy to approach once we can. And the other, we're going to make some offers and see what happens, basically. But yeah, all 3 of our staff members here are currently on the chopping block, let's say. All right, that was a lot of talking. Let's actually promote after all that. Prize money for the season, that should be about 31 million, pretty good. That takes us almost to 70. And we're going to get a little bit more for the car that we saved up, I imagine. We won the manager of the season, very nice. Didn't win the driver of the season, that was Andrea Floridi of MRT Valbuena. She did all right. She got 3 podiums, so I guess that's pretty good. All right, interesting. Some people are retiring, very good. And let's wait until we get to promote before we start making some moves. All right, Ernie, what do you have for us? Would you like to make the step up to the World Motorsport Championship? If you accept promotion, our technical experts shall brief your mechanics on the current regulations, and you can expect your car to be upgraded to a somewhat competitive level. And he means somewhat because it's really not that good. What do you say? The land of milk and honey awaits. And of course we are going to accept that. Which means we are now finally in the Formula 1, the World Motorsport Championship. For the upcoming season, it looks like the real safety car only rule has been reinstated, which is quite nice. I like that. Gives us something to play with when crashes happen, as you would want to pit. Looks like we go in at the expense of Boa Esperanza. And down here, Firebird has been promoted, and Zampelli goes down to the F3. Interesting. Yeah, we have a huge balance right now. Theoretically, we could actually now afford the road car. Yep, there you go. Obviously, we're not going to. I can show you what it would cost. A little bit less thanks to our financial background. We would save 3 million. We would only have 18 million left over, though, to actually... well, basically work on the car, which we desperately need to. So we will not be getting the road car factory. What we will actually be doing is, if you have a look now at the rules, World Motorsport Championship, the current rules, there is quite a few of them. So first of all, we have long practice and long qualifying sessions. That will be quite interesting. We'll be able to practice a lot. The races are also a little bit longer than we are used to, so the episodes will probably go a little bit longer. We have completely simultaneous pit stops. That means you can do everything pretty much at the same time. Very interesting for us. We won't be refueling anymore, but we can at least do other stuff at the same time. So that is interesting. We will have high merit payments. Again, that's not too great for us right now because we are a smaller team. We're not going to get too many points probably at the start. So we'll get a little bit less prize money because of that. That's a shame. Top 10 gets points. Which is pretty normal. 25 points for first and then down, so this didn't change, I believe. Normal with slick tires cost us 25k per race. It's fine. Doesn't matter too much. We are fine financially. We have free choice of the tire compound, so that doesn't matter too much. But this one is important. There is a refueling ban. Cars cannot refuel during the race, just like in real life. It makes it 20,000 cheaper per race. So that's fine, I guess. Doesn't matter too much. The big thing, obviously, here is that now refueling... well, you're going to have to watch your fuel tank, because if you use too much at too high of an engine mode, you're going to be out of fuel and not be able to run out the race. So we have to be very careful of that, which is also why I like that one perk where you can run a little bit aggressively while still being able to save some fuel from the mechanics. Driver aids are banned. That means our somewhat subpar drivers will not do too well compared to other drivers. We have a qualifying based grid. There's a standing start. Brutus tires, doesn't matter too much. Just a different brand basically than Cortez tires. They're not as durable, but they are speedier. We have 2 dry weather tire compounds, 12 dry tire choices, which should be enough. And we have the real safety car only, as we just said. And that is everything. Now let's have a look at... No, we can't yet. I was going to look at the GMA if we could already see what is going to happen next season, but we'll have to wait till the break is over to see what we can vote in. Of course, we're also going to bring in our own vote. As you might have noticed from all those rules, there are currently no spec parts whatsoever, which is alright, but since we are going to need to upgrade our car in a lot of different areas, we are definitely going to vote out at least one spec part. But what we want to do, at least I think, is build one of these buildings, just so we can still also work a little bit more on another part. So we can do either 1 or 2. And I think we might do... Excuse me. Sorry, something got stuck in my windpipe there. So yeah, we can do the brakes R&D facility. Not too bad, but we can also get the rear wing or the front wing. I think we might just go for the brakes. I do quite like the brakes. Only takes 14 weeks, so that should be pretty early on in the season. We can also start focusing on that. I think we might try and spec part the rear or front wing or both in the coming seasons, and let's see how it goes. So we're going to spend 8 million actually on building a brakes R&D facility. That will probably be the last building we build in this series, to be honest. I don't plan on getting the road car factory or theme park because they don't fit our timeline. It takes a full season to make these two before they start earning you some cash. I don't think that's worth it, honestly. By the time we would have earned this back, I hope to already have finished the challenge. So yeah, this just doesn't fit our timeline of trying to do this challenge in a short amount of time. As we're trying to do this, of course, as efficiently as we can. Also not sure we're going to be upgrading anything else, to be honest. We don't need to upgrade the factory. We don't need to upgrade the design center. It would also be way too expensive. Don't particularly care about upgrading any of these. We're still making our test track go up to the last level. So we'll be able to build legendary components for the engine. I don't think anything else is going to get upgraded. We don't need more scouting. We don't really need better forecasting. So I think this is it. We might upgrade one of these, maybe. Takes 19 weeks. I don't know. Not convinced about that, to be honest. And that's it. All right. So since we have now promoted, we should be able to have those conversations with staff that we wanted. First of all, the designer, who are we going to choose? Well, will these guys actually talk to us now? Yes. As you can see now, all of a sudden, we're good enough for him. Same for you, Jenny. Yep. Okay. So let's make some offers and we'll pick any one of them and see. All right. Where wages are important to you, that sucks. And you also don't have much patience. So let's try and do this. You'd like a medium contract. I don't mind that. You're pretty good. So you'd prefer us to pay everything of this buyout clause. Let's, I guess, do that then. It's only 600,000. Could be worse. Signing on fee. You would like a nice signing on fee. So let's do something like 1 million. Bonus size is quite important. We'll definitely give you a good bonus size. The question is whether you're going to get it. We're going to say we'll give out bonuses for third and above. That's a podium, basically, and I don't think that will happen quite often early on. So let's see. Hopefully this works. All right, that is Jenny offered. Let's go for Jim now. He's pretty good, but he's a little bit worse than the other two. So I imagine he should also cost a lot less because of that. The wages are also important to him, unfortunately. Let's try 433 then. Again, medium. You would like a nice signing on fee, that's fine. Let's do something like that. Bonus size is also important for you. So let's give you pretty much the same offer with a worse salary that we gave our previous contestant. And then there is Paddy, who we are trying to steal away from Mercedes. Also, wages are important to you. That sucks, but it is what it is. You have a little bit more patience, so that's okay. Medium contract. You prefer that we pay it all. Try an even split, who knows? We'll pay it. Fine. You want a huge signing on fee. Ooh. Well, that makes it already rather likely that we're not going to go for Paddy, to be honest. Because I think he would want at least like 3 million. Oh, let's try 2.6, but sheesh. Yeah, that's bad. Since you find bonus size important, we might actually have to give you a bit more as well on that regard. Again, I don't think we're going to make that, but yeah. Paddy is looking unlikely, to be honest. Seeing now his full demands, that is a lot of money. I don't think we're going to do that, but who knows. All right, then for the race mechanics, as I said, I would prefer to have... Who would I prefer to have again? Yeah, you, I think. Schaffer, you have great stats, and you have this fuel economy trait, which I love. And you don't seem to be too expensive. Wages are important to you, as is tradition at this point. Everyone finds wages important. I wonder why. You want us to pay it all? Yeah. Fine, fine, fine. We have a lot of money, so let's make sure we're set up in the staff department. But not exactly thrilled at giving all this money to some staff, but it would be some pretty big upgrades. I think that should also allow us to upgrade our pit crew quite substantially, so let's hope that this works. You want it... Let's give you like 96, should be okay. Let's try that. All right, and let's see then. We want to do a few more offers, I imagine. You are all right. I do like the super overtake mode, so let's see. Wages are also important to you. But you don't want too much, so that's all right. You want a medium contract. You prefer us to pay it all. Ooh, I think I might have accidentally said a few of these. The person pays all when it should have been us. Oops. Just noticed that. That might make some people upset in our previous negotiations, but... Well. Hopefully they won't immediately say no. Bonus size should be okay. Again, we're not going to make this often, so... Don't mind doing this too much. I think... Can I still change my content? Nope. Fair enough. I think you were quite cheap. Let's see. Wages are important to you. Gee, what a surprise. Probably means this. Medium contract. We pay it all. Doesn't mean much when it's 61,000, to be honest. Oof, you want a big signing on fee. Not sure we're gonna do that, to be honest, Gabriella. But let's see. Who will accept what? We do need to keep our options open, especially since I messed up a little bit, I think, with paying some of these signing on fees. Alex Barbosa, I like his stats, but I don't like his traits. So I don't think we'll make an offer to him just yet. Jeffrey here, he is very good. He's also from Steinman, actually. Also has that super overtake mode, and yeah, insane stats, just maxed out. So let's make him an offer, see what he would go for. Wages are important. Let's try that. Medium contract, we will pay it all. Yeah, seems like everyone just aligned on their deals. I guess they started a little union or something, and they know exactly what they want from us. How high does it go? Jeez, very high. Okay. Yeah, these guys are very expensive, to be honest, but I don't think we'll be going for them just yet. I would love to have them, but this is maybe a little bit too much, to be honest. Oh, and actually, you're not interested at all. Fair enough. All right, so we made a few offers. Let's skip ahead a little and see. I think we'll get quite some rejections, actually, because of the way I did some of them, but... Well, that's okay. And yeah, as you can see, loads of contract proposals ready. All right. Some scouting reports, doesn't matter too much. Looks like no one actually accepted us. Obviously, yeah, we needed to pay all there. You are not very happy with your salary. We offered 604. I guess we'll go 1 tier higher. We still have 1 more patient, so that's fine. Yeah, I do quite like Paddy, but he is very expensive. Not sure we're going to be doing that. Jeffrey, then. You are last chance already. You're a race mechanic. You want a bit more in wages. I guess since that's the only breaking point, let's just... And you're on your last chance, let's just give them max, I guess. Gabriela, you want a bit more wages as well. We have a lot more chances with you, so let's do something like this. Should be okay. Jenny, what do you want from us? More wages as well. You're on last chance, so I guess let's do this. We'll pay it all, that's okay, and we'll give you a bit more in bonuses. And we have some sponsors, but yeah, there's a few tiers left, so let's wait. All right, 1 more contract negotiation. Yeah, again, you didn't like it. Aaron, also on your last chance already. You are a mechanic. You're quite cheap though, so I wouldn't mind you signing for us. Let's try, well, let's just do that. That's okay. You're one of the cheaper ones, so I would like to get him, to be honest. All right, World Motorsport Championship. Very nice little graphic. The first time we've been seeing it, where we're actually part of it at least. Very fun. And some saving. Yeah, we're already 26 minutes into the episode. And we still haven't even touched the car, which we're going to do now. We get 7 million from our saved up money. Brings us back up to about 70. Pretty good. And we're going to be building a very cheap car, to be honest. We haven't gotten too much money as prize money yet. That we will get, of course, at the end of this season. So that means we can't afford to build too expensive of a car. And that means actually we're going to be saving a lot. Now, obviously, improvability would be very nice for us because we are going to be trying to make a better car. A base stat modifier of plus 28 is pretty significant. But this is also a lot of money. Now, it's very tempting to just say this and only put 5 million in. Our fuel efficiency either way will be pretty bad. I don't know. This is a lot of money to chunk out a car we're not going to be doing too well with either way, I think. I'm kind of doubting to just go for hammer here. Fuel supplier. Wouldn't mind splurging a little bit just to get some decent fuel efficiency. 3 stars would be pretty nice to have. This is not that expensive. Problem is our improvability would still be quite bad. Alright, so material supplier then. I think tire where we just have to go for bad, to be honest. We cannot afford this car to be too expensive. Don't care too much for tire heating. Guess we could have a little bit better tire wear. I don't know. Right now our car would only cost 16 million, which is dirt cheap, obviously. Definitely wouldn't mind that. Do we go for Marceau? I mean, the improvability is obviously very nice. The fuel efficiency would be great to have. I'm tempted for any of these 3, to be honest. Obviously, Hammer is the best for money. Marceau is the best for well, a decent price for both pretty decent improvability and fuel efficiency. And it has a semi-decent base stat modifier. This one is strong, and has a very good base stat modifier. And Kitano has very good fuel efficiency, at least. Not such great improvability and decent base stat modifier. And it's a little bit cheaper. And then there is actually Steinman. That's Mercedes, basically. Rossini, I think, is Ferrari. Kitano might be Honda, I guess. I don't know. This is probably Renault. Don't know what Hammer is supposed to be. Sheesh. I don't know. Difference is obviously something like 13 million with any of these. 10 million with this one. I think, I mean, looking at our budget, we can definitely swing to go for one of these, to be honest. So maybe we just risk it. Would be nice to be able to put our engines to a little bit of a higher fuel efficiency. And a base stat modifier is always nice, especially since we're building loads of parts. At that point, do we just go for this one? We'd have 35 million left. Sheesh, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Always a tough choice. Whenever you make a car, it's a very tough choice. I mean, our parts are not going to be that great. We're not going to be challenging. We just want to make sure we're not dead last so that we don't drop down. But that should be fine, even if we pick hammer. I'd love some good improvability, to be honest, because that should add some decent points. Same with the base stat modifier. That would be a very nice little bonus, obviously. I think we might do it. I mean, either way, with 29 million gone, we should be able to still do really well. We'd have like 40 million left. And we also have some sponsors opening up soon, so we would get a little bit more. So I guess I'm okay with that. At that point, we might as well go for this, to be honest. Oh, that would hurt our fuel efficiency, though. Definitely not picking any of these. That's too expensive. I don't particularly care that much about the tire wear. We have decent drivers for smoothness, at least, but yeah, we only need to do just well enough so that we don't come in last. But I would like the improvability and base stat modifier. If we really want the improvability, we'd also have to go for Russian oil here instead of Oceana energy. I do like that fuel efficiency to be a little higher. I think I'm okay with this. Decent base stat modifier, very strong improvability. Fuel efficiency isn't that great. But do we just spend the 4 million more? That would leave us with like a little bit less than 40 million. I guess that's okay. Alright, change these preferences to get the best setup. The car adjustments, this is new for the first time. In Tier 1, the adjustment panel allows you to make precise tweaks to the car and you're able to totally focus in a particular area. So you can change the rear package height and the nose height. As you can see, this improves your tire heating and improvability, and this impacts your tire wear and fuel efficiency. So actually, since we're already going for fuel efficiency, I think we're just going to massively chunk out the tire wear. So that would mean putting our nose height as high as possible. As you can see, it changes the actual nose. And our rear package, I think same, to be honest. I don't care for tire heating. I think I care more about improvability. So let's just put both of them as high as possible. Looks pretty funny too. And I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think this will be the car. It will be very fuel efficient. We'll spend about half our money. Alternative is doing this. I don't know. I mean, we're doubling basically our cost. Could also do this, makes it even more improvable. I don't know. The difference is this, with this one is just where you put the star basically. Do you put it in improvability or fuel efficiency, as you can see. And we spent 4 million extra. And then this one, obviously, you lose all your improvability, which I don't like too much, because we want this car to be as good as it can be, as quick as it can be. Tough. Very, very tough. But I think we're just gonna go with Racine. Are we? Are we really? No, actually, we're gonna go with Gitano. This is good. We save a decent chunk of our money still. We have over 42 million. No, but the base stat sucks, and the improvability makes it so much worse. Yeah, but I think with how many parts we're gonna make, I think we want this. So All right, this is it's a little bit of a budget build. Basically, we're gonna not have good tire wear, not have good tire heating, but we'll have very good fuel efficiency, which should help us with well, being able to hurt the engine a little bit more, burn more fuel, and our improvability will be decent, and we'll get some base stat modifiers. Good enough. We keep 43 million for our war chest, and that is good enough for me. Spot 1 has some offers available, and these are all bad, even though we have tier 5 sponsors. Yeah, sheesh. Not sure about these, to be honest. Yeah. Maybe we can expire one of them in 2 races. Maybe we'll let these expire, to be honest. See, for these, we get the usual. I think we'll just pick Play Sport, to be honest, unless there's a Japanese race coming up. We'll wait. We don't need to make a decision right now. That's okay. All right, contract renegotiations. There is still some more renegotiating to be done. You have some patience left, so that's okay. Give you a bit more bonus size. This is fine. Valentine. You want also a bit more in wages. The rest is all very good. I think you should be fine accepting this. And if you don't, screw you. All right. Contract proposals then for our drivers. Rita Fisher has decided to sign somewhere. Great. Wigdow has been snapped up. Avio actually didn't like our offer too much. And we are on last chance with him already. You'd think that after all we've done for him, he would be a little bit more grateful, but apparently not. Oh, we did offer him quite a little money, I suppose. Let's try 7.5 then. I hope he accepts that, to be honest. Let's see. And Farah then, yeah, you like your contract, of course. So let's sign you up. And on we go. Jenny Whitman, then, you have now accepted your contract. Very nice. We'll wait for a little longer. We have some time now on the proposals. We have 7 days to accept, so let's see what some other people are going to do. Gabriela Rojas didn't like our offer still too much. I guess we just have to give her her final wage increase, and then she'll accept it. Keep going. So many things happening at the start of the season. Paddy Locke still didn't like his contract too much, and now we're on last chance, actually. Why are you so upset when we actually gave you everything you wanted, basically? I guess we give you a little bit more wages and a little bit more signing fee. And hopefully you accept it then. Aaron Scheffer now also accepted his. Where are you, buddy? Yep, 9 days to decide that one. Interesting. You have the fuel economy trade. Yeah, we do really want Schaefer, to be honest. So I think we'll get him. But we'll still wait a little bit. We have 5 days left till we need to make a choice on everyone. Jeffrey, you have now also accepted. Great. He is a race mechanic. He was very expensive, though, I remember. Not sure we're going to take him. Valentin Fisk actually rejected the deal. I think we offered him a little bit too little salary. That's okay. We have some other alternatives already. Avio. All right. Good job, buddy. You signed your new contract. Very glad. So we have 2 drivers again for next season. Very nice. And let's keep on going. We have 3 more contract proposals going up. And we have the first dilemma of the season. And one that doesn't do anything for us at all. Apparently something caught fire in the Ferrari garage and their work practices are unsafe. Yeah, we could get some extra team marketability. We don't need it, so we're not going to do anything, basically. That's a shame. I would have hoped for a dilemma that could improve one of our stats, but yeah. All right, Jenny Whitehouse, you want our deal to be signed. Meanwhile, Jim here wants a little bit more salary. That sucks. All right. I think since we have to choose for Jenny already, that means we have to make a choice on our designer, she was. Yep. I do like her stats. Who do we have? Alternative. Schaefer, you are a race mechanic, right? I think we'll just sign you, to be honest. You were one of my top picks anyway. You're not incredibly expensive, and you'll replace Emilia, I believe. Yep, there you go. This is gonna cost us 2 million in signing on. That sucks, but it's fine. Jeffrey, what are you? You are a race mechanic as well, but I think you're too expensive, to be honest. Yeah, 500, half a mil, and the 2.4 million signing on fee. That is a lot of money. What are the alternatives though? Gabriela Roja. Paddy Locke, you are a designer. I think it's a choice between Paddy Locke, who we're not sure is going to sign, Jim Harris, or Jenny Whitehouse. Currently, we have 700,000 for Paddy Locke, 600,000 for Jenny, and 500,000 for Jim. I think Jenny has better stats than Jim, at least. Let's compare them. Where's Jim? Jim. Employed, I think you're right. Yeah, there you go. All right, so cool little feature, by the way, in case you didn't know, you can actually compare people and drivers. So Jim actually has the better engine stats, equal on the gearbox. She has better brakes. They're equal on the rear wing. She has much better suspension, and he has a better front wing. They both have adds a random legendary component trait that I love. And none of their other traits really matter. So Jim would actually probably be the better choice out of these two. If I look just at them, well, it's only 100,000 more, and she does have a lot of other stats better. It's just about the engine, which he is a lot better at. And then there's obviously our guy Paddy, who is very good, but also very costly. He doesn't really have any other components that I like too much, to be honest. Jenny 600. Signing on fee is 1 million. Your signing on fee is also 1 million. We're not going to get Paddy. He's 3 million just to sign on, and he's the most expensive out of the three. So do we get Jim or Jenny? I think Jim will sign with us for sure, if we want him to, even though he hasn't agreed yet. Jenny, we have to choose now, basically, because she only has one more day left on her offer. There's a buyout clause of 600,000. I don't know. I don't think it matters too much, to be honest. They're very close to each other. It's just that Jim is a tiny bit cheaper. But he's also a tiny bit worse in terms of brakes and suspension. These are probably both parts that we're actually going to be working on. But he is a lot better at the engine. I think we go for Jenny. It's a little bit expensive, but her cost to break contract is 4. Oh no, that's the new contract we're giving her. I was about to say that would be a little insane. All right, I think we just go for Jenny. She's a little bit worse in the engine department, but I'm okay with that. All right, so our staff now looking pretty darn good. We just might still replace Dubois. We don't have to, but we might. Especially since we have some decent options. The thing is just that she's so cheap. If we give you a new contract now, what would you want? Yeah, you're so cheap. You want a long contract, we'll give you medium. She doesn't care about bonus size either. I think maybe to cut some costs, we might just renew Nicole. Just really don't like her stats too much, or her traits. That's the main problem, to be honest. I like her pit stop stats. I don't think we're getting Jeffrey because he's 10 times as expensive as Nicole. We have Gabriela. Most of these people are going to be too expensive, to be honest. I don't know why I can't see hers, but I don't think we'll be getting them. But we'll see. All right. Some contracts are signed. Very good. And we are finally almost done with all our staffing needs. That took quite a while. Paddy Locke accepts and Gabriela Roja both accept. Obviously, the lead designer role doesn't matter anymore. I would like super overtake mode just to show it off. That could be cool. I'm pretty sure Nicole will re-sign with us if we want her to. But do we want her to is the main question. I don't think we're getting Jeffrey. He's just too expensive. Gabriela is also pretty darn expensive, and she wants a 2.4 million signing on fee. I don't know if we can swing that, to be honest. Light-footed super softs could also be pretty good for us, just because we might be able to nurse them through one extra pit stop, or not having to do a pit stop. So let's retract some of these offers. Lead designers we obviously don't need anymore. We already got our new lead designer. Yeah. Jim Harris also don't need him anymore. Cool. So we have Nicole, we have Jeffrey, and we have Gabriela. I think Gabriela is the medium choice. She's good, but not as good as Jeffrey. They're both too expensive, I feel. 2.4 million up front, and well, their stats are really good. Good part fixes, good chemistry, good performance. Pit Stop Guru doesn't matter too much. Super overtake I would like for well, for at least the qualifying. Light-footed medium tires could be interesting. But I don't think we can swing. At the very least, we can't pick Jeffrey. He's just too expensive. Let's retract that. Yeah, we're gonna pick between Gabriela and Nicole. Let's see. Okay, we have to actually pick Gabriela or retract it before Nicole makes her choice. I think we're gonna keep Nicole. I don't mind the super soft. She already has rapport with AVO. I don't mind the risk taker one. And I think Gabriela is just a bit too expensive. Cost 200,000. Well, do we? I mean, more pit stops, more... Sorry, not more pit stops, but better part fixes, better chemistry, good performance, good concentration. And the super overtake mode. Maybe we just... No, because it's 2.5 million up front. Let's not do that. Let's just let her run down that offer. Alright, Nicole, as expected, she immediately signed her contract. Let's show some loyalty, I guess, to our existing staff. We can't overhaul every single person immediately. All these scout reports can go. Don't care. Alright, and yeah, we're finally done with all our staff changes, all our other changes. This is going to be an insanely long episode because we are still going to do a race. But yeah, obviously setting up a new season always takes time. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. And let's get into the actual racing, hopefully soon. Alright. Loads of scout reports, new lead designers, and retirements. Doesn't matter too much, to be honest. Alright. We get the Fun Runner trait for a bit more marketability. That is fine. And we finally fill up our slot 1. Where I think we'll go for this one, but let's wait for a little bit. Fuel supplier breakthrough. Our second dilemma of the episode. And Jenny, what do you have for us? We can pay 2.5 million for +1 star on fuel efficiency. That would actually bring our fuel efficiency to its max. That means we're going to be up there with the best of them. Absolutely, we want that. If we're gonna stand a chance in some of these races, we want to be able to use as little fuel as we can while still running on orange mode or higher, preferably. And this should definitely allow us to do so. So very happy about that. That should be great for us. Our tires are going to be a troubling point because we have the worst tires probably in the league. But at the very least, our engines and our fuel should be right up there. All right, our livery for 2021. As you can see, we actually do have to completely repick our... Oh, what's happening here? For some reason, all the colors changed. Yeah, what do we do? I guess we can go a little bit with some... Oh, that is bad. We can go back sort of to what we had. I do like this sort of off-brand pink. What is the secondary color? That's right up there. Maybe a bit blackish. Looks cool. Black with the open. That doesn't look great, does it? What if we leave this one white? A little bit veil white. And then maybe the tertiary color can be a bit darker. A little bit blackish. Looks pretty cool. And then the trim color, what do we do here? Maybe that one we just pick the sort of same off-brand veil pinkish that we had. See, can we just pick the same one actually? Let's copy the color coding. There you go. Oh, that doesn't look too good. Needs to be a little darker, I think, than the what we had. All right. Well, I'm not great at this stuff, but I do think that looks sort of okay-ish. Pretty sleek. Yeah, let's go with that. Don't want to auto-generate anything. Sponsors, do we want to get any cool sponsor colors? Maybe red? Ooh, no. Maybe something like this. Looks alright, I guess. Dark sponsor. That can just be black, I think. Alright, looks alright. Yeah, that will be our car for this season. Not great at designing this type of stuff, but I'm trying to at least keep our usual Predator racing colors a little alive. A little tradition doesn't hurt any team, right? Some brand recognizability. Our upgraded test track right on time, right before the season starts. Perfect. Max level reached. All right, that should mean there's a stand here now somewhere. Yep, there you go. A nice big stand. Yeah, very cool. I think that is the only real upgrade. Maybe this little center. That's nice. Cool. That means we can now build all the way up to legendary components. Very nice. That should also make for some great engines. All right. Go for a little while longer and then our preseason testing will happen. There you go. And that means the season will officially start right now. All right, let's see how we do. Looking not great so far. Actually, Tulipano doing a lot worse here than Vahovsky somehow. Okay. Looks like we had an oil leak with Tulipano. That's obviously not what you want to see. Honestly, not too bad so far. But yeah, as a newcomer, anyway, we'll have to see where we stand right after this and see how our parts hold up. As you can see, our car is dead last. Our drivers are 9th. At least we're not in last. Headquarters is in 3rd. That's pretty good. Our staff is up there. We're in 2nd after all the changes we just made. Our sponsors are in 10th somehow. And our pit crew is in 7th. The sponsors is probably because we haven't picked anything here. Let's see what races we have this season. So we have Japan actually coming up. Then there is, well, I think the first one is somewhere in Saudi Arabia, Doha or something. Japan, China, Portugal, Russia, Germany, South Africa, Italy, Belgium, American, the English one, Singapore, then in Australia, Brazil, and we end in Saudi Arabia. Oh yeah, so the Doha GP is first. That will be very warm, 28 laps, high fuel burn, medium track wear, very hot weather. Obviously, that's very good for us. That means we can probably relax our tires a little without the temperature going too low. Acceleration will be crucial. Same with low speed corners and top speed. Seeing as that is the case, do we go for Japan? We can get a ×3, but here we can get a guaranteed 1 million up front. I think we just go for the Football Manager one still. Just to get the 1 million, that's almost worth just as much as we would have gotten for the other one. I'm not sure we're going to pick any of these, to be honest. I don't think we're going to be picking any of these either way, but the upfront payments are just so bad. I think we're going to just let this one run out and hope that we get some better upfront payments on the next ones. We did all right. Apparently we're in a strong position. What should our targets be then? Apparently we think we can get 7th, which I'm not convinced about looking at our car right now. We are in pretty much every single metric in 9th, well, an 8th on the suspension, 10th on the high-speed corners. Yeah, not too happy about the results so far. I'm not convinced we can get 5th. So it would be a lot more money if we could. I think we're just going to go for 7th. Yeah. I think I'm okay with that. All right. Good. Let's make sure we start building some parts immediately, as now we can. And as always, we are going to first work on our engines. Probably this one first. Or this one. We could actually immediately use it. That might be better. Yeah, that's okay. As you can see, we get the 1333 from base, 12 from designer, and 10 from the component. And it only costs 1.5 million, so that's not too bad. And also, let's start improving some parts. You can see everything is the same between the both cars, so neither of our drivers should be too upset at anything. We're gonna, as always, focus completely on reliability. That means that Nicole indeed needs to do the reliability work. Engine is obviously going to be very important. I think, again, we're going to just focus on one car first. I guess this is the better of the two, since it has one higher upgrade potential. Shouldn't matter too much. Let's also work on it, but without any staff, which actually should be done in time, which is nice. Gearbox, gonna need to be worked on. Do we do anything else? I think we focus on these for now, and when they're at 80% or so, we'll probably switch. And that is our brake R&D facility, also done right on time. Let's have a quick look at it. There it is. Beautiful little center right next to the entrance. That is very nice. Looks good. Great. Our HQ looks a lot better than it did, let's say, 5 seasons ago. Let's see. How is our car improvements? 77, 81. I think we maybe start working on some of the other ones then, just so we don't have to deal with it too much. We can repair while we're changing tires, I suppose, but still, that's not a lot of work to be done. I think we work a little on this one, maybe also on the front wing, or the suspension. Do the suspension just for a few more days. 2. I think now we can probably quit also on the engine. Oh, it didn't actually upgrade much. Interesting. Maybe we just let the engine go as high. Yeah, I think we're just gonna let the engine go for as long as we can. That means we can run on red a little bit more. 85% should be more than enough to run out without too much trouble. 73 and 73 should also be pretty good. Obviously, some of these other parts are going to be iffy, but we can just try and repair those whenever needed. The base reliability is honestly pretty good on all of this, so hopefully we won't need to repair too much, and that should be fine. Yeah, like I said, we're just gonna run out this sponsor objective. I don't care too much. We're gonna pick the Football Manager one because I'm not convinced we can get second. Soft 28 laps. It's probably gonna be a 2-stopper if you do soft. I don't think we do mediums. Could be a 1-stop on mediums, honestly. But this being so early on, we probably need to do more stops anyway, just to repair parts. So I would love to try for a 1-stop on mediums, but let's focus on softs for now. Honestly, then we just bring 1 extra, I think. Part fitting. AVO is upset at something because we gave him a worse car apparently than Vahovsky. Well, let's make sure he has the best performing car possible. Yep. We just gave you a better part and you got angry at that. Interesting. There you go. And there you go. Why are you angry? Okay, now you're content. Great. All right, so you have best reliability, best reliability, best reliability, best reliability, best reliability, and best reliability. Okay, so AVO should be good to go. Hopefully we don't need to repair anything, but you never know. And on to Doha we go. Good old Doha, where we always seem to come back quite often. And let's make sure we make a splash into F1, hopefully. Same driver lineup. Very different car, very different staff behind it. Hopefully we can also start upgrading our pit stop crew a bit more, thanks to now 2 great race mechanics. That should help. And as always, Farah gets to practice with us because of his pay driver trait. That trait actually gets upgraded every time you go up, so he should actually get us even more money now. Probably something like 400,000 or something. I don't know exactly what, but we can have a look afterwards. Softs are gonna be... Oh, that might actually be a bit troubling. We can run the softs for 10 laps. That should be just okay for Tulipano and Vahovsky. At least for Tulipano, maybe not for Vahovsky, but should be just okay. Because we do need to do about 10 to 9 laps per stint. Like I said, we can conserve quite a bit thanks to the temperature, so that should be okay. And take practice. All right. We have a loaded setup actually. Black Sea. Here, Doha for car 1. I guess we just take it. See if that actually works. Curious. And for Tulipano, let's also load a setup for you. You are car 2 in Doha. There you are, car 2. Load. And let's see if that actually works. I'm curious. I'd normally never use setups, but obviously there's a reason to use them. Should make it a lot easier. All right, let's send them out and bring them back in and see how close we get with this setup. All right, there we go. And that is pretty good, honestly. All right, not bad. Means we're pretty close already. 93%, that's great. Saves us a lot of tweaking. Put you a little bit that way, see if that does anything. We put you that way, send you out again, go practice. And for you, probably in like 80 something, 91, also very good. Okay, interesting. Let's put you somewhere like here to try and get an excellent or great. This is also fine. Let's see if that does anything, and send them out and in. Obviously, it's a very, very long practice session now with 20 minutes. That means we should pretty much always be able to get tier 3 performance bonuses, which is nice. All right. You are now very high. I think we're just going to send you out till the end. Same for you. Go. Enjoy. Get us that tier 3 bonus, and then we'll get them back in to also practice for the qualifying, of course, once we have the time. All right, gonna go on their hot laps now. I did give them a lot of fuel. So obviously they're not going to put up great times. Especially on older tires, which they're also on. Yeah, we are quite far behind the pace, but not too worried just yet about the race tomorrow, though I'm also not completely happy with that. Almost at tier 3, taking quite a bit. Not sure how much we're going to be able to practice on the qualifying. Bring them in now. Hopefully we can at least get tier 2, but not sure we'll be able to be honest. Alright, let's send you out now. I guess we can go on the mediums. Relapse. Might as well practice on them, right? And Farah. You can also go for qualifying and put on some mediums. Theoretically, we could still try and do a 2-stop, but I don't think we have enough tire life for that. I don't really want to, especially with how often we're going to have to pit to do any excess repairs. I just don't think that's worth it. Looks like we're just going to get tier 1 of knowledge. That sucks a little bit. It is a long track. As you can see, it's almost a 2-minute track, so not great. Lupano actually improves his time on the mediums. That's because he has a lot less fuel, of course. When you're carrying with you 10 extra laps of fuel, that also costs you, I believe, about a full second per lap. So it makes sense that he would be a lot quicker now, actually, even though he is on the mediums. All right, let's see if we can actually score some points. Early on in the season is when we have the highest chance, though we are going to be building parts, so hopefully that helps us a little. All right, and let's get going. 300,000 on the line here in practice. I don't think we're going to be doing too great. I guess we can pick the sweeter spot trait. In qualifying, the sweet spot is bigger, giving us a better chance of optimizing their brake and tire temperatures. That does mean we get rid of this plus 5% qualifying bonus. Let's try it. Why not, right? Here we will pick it, and setups are fine. Let's take the qualifying. All right, immediately send everyone out. We're gonna have quite a few tries. We just need to make sure we have enough tires left for the race. Ooh. Do actually need to turn this on automatic. As you can see, this actually makes the sweet spot a lot larger. That's a cool trait. Hopefully that will land them in the green somewhere. Nope, still didn't. Great. I could probably do Vovsky myself, actually. On the next stint, we'll try and do Vovsky ourselves. Because green should now definitely be possible. All right. As you can see, we're already quite far off the pace of the teams in front of us, but there's also some people behind us, so that is somewhat promising. And immediately we sent out Tulipano on some fresh tires. And same for Vovsky. There you go. Vovsky will actually do ourselves. That should be fun. There you go. Automatic off. Let's get some more heat into the brakes. A little bit less, a little bit more in the tire temperature, please. A little bit less on the brakes. Come on. Nope. Relax on the brakes. A little bit more tire temp. Nope. Come on. All right, just about good. Okay. Not perfect or anything, but well, good is more than we can even ask for often with the automatic setup. Let's see how they do. They seem to be improving their own times at least, also thanks to track grip, I imagine. Slightly up, not by much to be honest. Filipano so far not his race. He's in 15th, Vovsky is in 11th. We only have 1 minute left on the session. That means we're actually not going to go out again. A full lap takes more than a minute, so there is no point in sending them out again. I guess on a track this long, it's hard to do multiple runs. Let's see where we stand. Tulipano in 18th. Horrible result for him, but Vovsky in 11th. A little bit of a revelation, to be honest. As he does have the worst car. That's a bit of a shame, because now I wish I gave him the better reliable car. Yeah, we didn't get our sponsor objective. That is obviously expected when we only have the 10th best car on the grid. Hopefully with some parts we can soon change that, but not right now, of course. We're going to go for soft tires and race trim. And here the same, to be honest. All right, let's have a look then. Volhovsky, your tires are going to last for 9 laps. That's going to be risky. We're going to need to make them last for 10 a few times. And for you, we need to make sure you last basically your tire life. Okay, fair enough. In terms of fuel efficiency, I believe we should be able to run on orange for quite a large part of the race. We're going to start on overtake mode, but very rapidly push that back. I don't want to start too much on the tire wear. We're going to start on orange, but probably very soon actually go to conserve. Might cost us some spots, but yeah, we're going to have to, I think, to make these tires last, especially for Volhovsky. We can't really risk that happening. Maybe for you, we go for a little bit of red. Decent start for Volhovsky, who seems to be right in the middle of traffic. Tulipano actually immediately lost 2 spots. He's now in 20th. Volhovsky gaining a spot, but also probably losing it again right there. Yep. Yeah, we do have to be a bit careful. I think both of you were just going to put on orange for the start. And your tires are going to have to also be a bit yellowish. Volhovsky dropping a little bit, but not too much. And let's keep our tires a little conservative for now. Theoretically, you should be fine to do 1 9 lap. So we'll try and aim for 9 with Volhovsky and 10 with Tulipano if we can. As Tulipano is already so far at the back, let's start just conserving a little bit. That should be okay. And yeah, let's speed up a little bit. Okay, actually goes right into 10th. As you can tell, by the way, we don't have ERS during this league. I think it starts off with ERS normally. I don't remember, but seems to not be there anymore. Let's go both on conservative mode for now. Actually, do a little bit yellow again. Don't want you to drop too much. With you, we're actually sort of fighting for some spots. Tulipano, I don't know what happened to you. You have a slightly better car than Volhovsky. It's just not your race, I guess, so far. He is in better form. So that is something maybe, but still. I guess some drivers just have their own preference for certain races. It seems to be that Tulipano's is not Doha. Interesting. What do we do here on the tires? Do need to go for 9 with Volhovsky. We've done only 2.5 so far. We do need to be a little bit careful. As you can see, our fuel gauge isn't dropping too quickly, despite us doing a little bit of red and also orange for quite a while now. That's pretty good. Your engine is holding out very well at the very least. That's nice. Yeah, that's because our fuel efficiency is so good, which is nice. It does mean we can't really run on red too much. We're just doing orange. Eventually, we're going to also have to go back a little and gain some of that fuel back. But for now, I'm content with just fighting on orange engine mode. Temperature seems to be dropping a little. It is only 21 degrees. I expected it to be a little warmer in Doha, to be honest, but doesn't appear to be the case. We are sort of still fighting with 9th, which is nice. Your tire temperature actually went down a bit too much. Let's put you now also to yellow. This is pretty much all we can do actually for the tires, so it is what it is now. At this point, we'll just have to make do with what we got. We can make these last till 10%, so that should be perfectly fine. I think at some point we should also just pull back a little bit on the fuel here. And let's just see how quickly that ticks back up. As you can see now, it immediately starts ticking back towards the 0 point because we are so fuel efficient. Lupano fighting a little bit for 20th there. Volhovsky is kind of steadily here in between 9th and 10th. They are on longer tires though, so they might try and go for only a 1 stop. I'm not sure they can make that. But we definitely can't because of our bad tire wear. We could have also tried to go for a longer tire management, but instead of the fuel one, I just made a choice to go for fuel. We'll see at the end of the season how it works out. Maybe next time we'll try the other route, but not too upset at how this is going so far. Near the end of the race, hopefully a lot of their cars need to be repaired. Ours is looking kind of dodgy already on Volhovsky. It's looking pretty good on Tulipano. We'll probably every pit stop actually we will repair something, I think, but not just yet. Tulipano is cursing out some people. Very interesting. And so far, it seems our tires are actually holding up. I think we can do maybe even 2 more laps with Wachowski if we're very careful. We'll have to be quite careful for Tulipano as well. Let's see. We were at 25%. Let's see when we're right near this corner how low we are. And then we'll make a choice whether we're going to do 1 more lap. And there you go. Gonna go to the corner soon. All right. This is right about where we need to make a choice right here. 8% left. That should be possible then actually to go on green. Problem is he gonna make it? I think with the tires already sort of near the level where they are right now. We've already done 9 laps. I think it's okay to just pit. Means we're gonna go on another set of softs. What is the part that needs the most work right now? All of them, to be honest. And because of the no refueling rule, now actually every single part does matter quite a bit. I think we just try, because none of them really need work yet. I think we just try and go for any. I think we can just do balance. 1 extra second isn't going to make the difference here. Yeah, as you can see, these are going to be very short pit stops. I think we just do it like this. So in you go immediately. You're just going to need to put some heat back into those tires. Looking good. All right, no mistakes. Coming right back out. And conserve your tires again. Well, we'll do it in a little bit later. All right, as you can see, we're only got right out behind Tulipano, who still needs to pit, just because of how short these pit stops are. Also means you have to be a little bit less conservative with bringing your drivers in at the same time. Because it's so short, you can pretty much do them right behind each other as long as there's like 3 seconds between them, to be honest. Again, I think this just doesn't matter that much. We can save 1 second. I might as well. I'd rather not have a crucial mistake, because a mistake can cost you 3 seconds alone. So saving 1 doesn't seem worth it. All right. So far, our timing on the tires is pretty good. And in and out we go. Looks like a mistake on the rear left. That was only a 9% chance. Yeah, as you can see, that was really, really bad. 3.5 seconds on a 3-second pit stop. That just doubled your time. Horrible. That pretty much completely messed up our strategy with Wachowski. Sorry, with Tulipano. So not a great start to this race, to be honest. But let's see how we end up doing. Gonna need to conserve our tires a little bit. Again, I don't mind being on orange engine mode. That's pretty much the only thing sort of keeping us in the race right now, I think. Anyone on the mediums, I don't think they're going to be able to do a 2-stop. Or sorry, a 1-stop. It'll have to be a 2-stop for most of them, I believe. Yeah, all right. Nothing too much happening, to be honest. We're just going by on 12 speed. Wachowski actually overtaking a few people here. Number 11 is also going to pit, so that should give us a little bit of time. Temperature going down slowly, still on orange. Don't mind that too much. We just need to make sure we have just enough to reach the end. Parts starting to look more and more dodgy, but it's not like we can change too much about that since we're not refueling. Our usual strategy doesn't really work. Mega instability when I'm braking from high speeds. That's a bad sign. Panel just came off the front wing. Also a very bad sign. We're only halfway into the race. We might just have to bite the bullet, to be honest, soon. We have 13 laps remaining. Not sure we can make that work. Go back to yellow engine mode. And we keep on going. Soon we're going to get in, 2 laps remaining before we can make our final pits, if necessary. And I think soon we're going to have to go to yellow mode. All right, 1 more lap, and that is when we could theoretically bring in our guys for the final pit. We are in 10th right now, provisionally. Some people are starting to repair some parts. Hopefully they're long ones. Doesn't look like it. That was a pretty quick pit from Sharp. Do we bring Wachowski in right now? He only has 10 left. But he does need to make these work for actual 10 laps then. And do we... it's very tough because all of these theoretically don't need it. It's just if one of them drops quick, we're screwed, right? This just takes way too long to do. All of these are too costly, to be honest. I guess we could do this one. This is 7 seconds, front wing is 4, 8, 7, 15, 15. I think we can do this one, and we just have to hope that the other parts hold up. That's the only choice, I think. Let's pull back a little bit on your fuel. And you need to immediately pull back on your tires a little bit. All right. Yeah, I don't know what else to make of it, to be honest. We just need to last, basically, with Volsky. That is the only way, I think. Let's be a little bit aggressive on your tires. Might as well be. Because we're only going to do 9 laps remaining soon. Maybe we actually do another lap on these tires. Just because we can make it work, I think. Yep, 18. Yeah, that should be just about good enough. And then we go for the last pit. For you, I guess we'll do the same. We'll bite the extra bullet of 2 seconds. I'm okay with that. Let's take some risk, right? No risk, no gain. Let's do that. That saves us a second, so you've already had one mistake. Let's hope you don't have another. Can run you on orange now. Looks like this is going quite well. Yep, there you go. All right. Now we do need to be a little bit conservative on the tires. We'll do orange. You can also do a little bit of orange fuel mode. Obviously, you're so far behind. I don't think Tulipano is going to fight for anything. And Volsky, yeah, not looking too great here either, to be honest. Unless a lot of people still need to repair parts. In hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have repaired anything, but... Well, if you look at the gap between us and the points, which is place 10, it's already 10 seconds. A measly 3-second repair wouldn't have changed much there, to be honest. Need to pull your engine or your tires a little bit back, and yours need to also go to yellow. And yeah, let's run out this race. A bit of an anticlimax after all the prep we did, but obviously we knew we weren't going to be very competitive straight off the bat. Gearbox is going kaput, but well, we have 5 laps remaining. You're just gonna have to make do, to be honest. Hopefully we can. 4 laps remaining. We are actually in 13th. Volsky, theoretically, if these guys have to pit, we could maybe make something work. Well, yeah, they're already overtaken us again, so it's not looking too likely. Can maybe run you a little aggressively on your tires now. 3 laps remaining. Doesn't look like anyone is coming in for the pits anymore. Yeah, in hindsight, with the completely simultaneous pit stops and no refueling, I should have probably considered at least using a 1-stop. Because it's not like repairing does much for us anyway right now. So that sucks a little, but it is what it is. We're kind of using a little too much fuel right now. Avio actually going up into 18th, so let's hope that he can keep hold of his spots there. Some people actually went into the pit, and they're not coming out ahead of us, so that's nice. So we are still in 13th. We need to pull back a little on the tires there. Yeah, this is our final lap. Actually, need to pull back quite a bit on the tires. Let's put you on high engine mode. Yeah, you might hit your cliff soon. That sucks a little. Was a little bit overzealous there, to be honest. But yeah, it wasn't like we're really fighting for 10th anyway. That sucks. Gonna hit our cliff here. Probably gonna cost a few spots. But like I said, honestly, we're only fighting for points. The sponsor objective was never there anyway. In the end, we got 14th. Not too bad. Tulipano only got 17th. Maybe I shouldn't have done any of those part repairs, but as you can see, a 10-second gap to the points. I think it just shows we need quick part upgrades, very, very quick part upgrades. We need this car to be competitive if we are going to be scoring some points this season. because right now our driver skills aren't up to the task. Our car definitely isn't. And our usual trick also doesn't really work with the refueling ban. Someone actually got a 10-second penalty. That sucks. That probably cost him a podium. Yeah, nothing for us. No points. We need to vie for 10th, but right now that's not looking very likely. Looks like Van Dort, Chariot, Valan, and maybe Rosato are going to be our main contenders after just one race to stay up. But that should be possible, I think. Yeah, this is going to be a real fight for survival, I think. Drive to survive, as they say in Netflix. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge very much. I think we have a good plan for the upcoming seasons. It's going to be a little bit of a longer haul. Actually, we came in 9th when our expected world is 7th. Yeah, 7th was really an over simplification, to be honest, Darren. But we're going to make do with what we got, hopefully. We're going to try our best, at least. We have a positive income, because we're getting quite a lot of chairman payments here. Let's see what we can do. I tried to save as much cost as possible, so we have a lot of money to work with on parts. We're going to try and get this car competitive as soon as we can. As you can see, the first engine just got built. We'll be working a lot on that to make the engine as good as we can. We're going to do some votes as well. You can see the spec brakes will actually be in there. That sucks a little because we just built our brake facility. But I do welcome it, to be honest. And weight stripping is also very interesting. I don't mind that either. I think we're going to be voting for both of these, and we're going to also try and spec part one of our own. That should give us the best chance of getting a competitive car as quickly as possible. We'll be ensuring that we hopefully soon have the best engine that we can possibly have. We're right now in 8th. I want us to be top 3 by the end of the season, hopefully, but it really depends on how good their, how far their points are up there anyway. Yeah, not a great first race, but kind of expected with what we had. Looks like Ferrari right now is leading the charge. Red Bull right behind them, and Steinman Motorsport, aka Mercedes, in 3rd. Very interesting. All right, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Season 6. I hope you enjoyed being in the F1. It's been a very long episode. I'm gonna go rest my throat and drink some water, because I'm quite tired actually after that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.